Hey everyone, as you can see in the background here I have Virtua Racing, one of the best and one of the most influential arcade racing games of all time. This was released by Sega AM2 in 1992, and as someone that grew up in the 90s, I can assure you this game was everywhere. Every arcade, every cinema had at least one Virtua Racing arcade machine. And sometimes there was only one machine, sometimes there was only two, but quite a lot of the time you saw 4 or even 8 all in one big row, all joined together, and you'd see lots of people waiting to go on to play the game. Alongside Daytona, maybe to a lesser degree Sega Rally, I think that during the 90s this was one of the most played racing games and certainly one of the most played arcade games. Now this is an arcade port, but it's on the Nintendo Switch, and many people are saying that the Nintendo Switch version is the best version of the game. It's got the 69 aspect ratio, it's got a lot of online play and rankings and different things, but this does play at 1080p at 60 frames per second. If I jump quickly over to my browser and show you the Wikipedia page, you can see that this was on the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, Sega 32X, Sega Saturn. It was also on the PlayStation 2 as well. So it has been released on many older consoles before. So I guess it's no surprise that a more modern console can handle the more powerful 1080p at 60 frames per second. But for me, this is a very close arcade emulation of the original version, an arcade port, sorry. You can see here, and just down to inserting coin and things like that. Now, wrong button there. What I want to quickly do though, before I play the game, I just want to quickly show you the main menu. And I want to show you something else which I think makes this a fantastic game to download. And another thing is price. This only cost me a few pounds. It was like £3.50 or something, which is an absolute steal. So I think around the world it's around the $4, $5 mark. Now, what I've got in the background here now is offline match. And yes, you've got online match and you've got ranking and all that. But if the offline match to me is one of the most amazing features of this, because in every modern game today, offline matches are an afterthought. They're not the main concern. It always focuses on one player or the one player online mode. It doesn't really give you many options for 2 player, 3 players, etc. But offline, you can see that this supports up to 8 players. So that's you and 7 of your friends, 1 television, 1 monitor, and you can all play against each other. Now, if I click on it here, you can see how it's set up. Now, I don't think the 8's the best setup because you've got a little bit kind of black borders down the side, but I think this is a really cool setup. Now, this is also one of the most annoying aspects of the game as far as me switching back to the main menu, because what it actually does is, on the Nintendo Switch here, I'm showing you the multiplayer mode, right? But now, this is not the primary controller. What it's done is, despite my Joy-Cons not being switched on there, it switched them on and it's made this one the primary controller. So now what I need to do is exit using this controller, like that. So you need to kind of manage the controllers like that. But here's the thing, this problem isn't actually fixed at this point, because what it's done is switched my Nintendo Pro to controller 3, which means that if I go in here and try and play the game, no button will actually work now, because I went into that offline match, it still went back to the Joy-Cons being the primary controllers. So what I need to do is go back into the controllers and change grip order. Push A when you're ready. So push A. That should be, hopefully be it now. And now I can play. It's a little bit annoying, but it is worth pointing that out. That's just a little kind of quirk of it. Maybe it's a quirk of the Nintendo Switch, but it is something you need to do. But I wanted to show you that multiplayer mode. I do think that is one of the coolest things of this game. Now, you guys can't actually see the speed of me right now, because it's behind. It's behind where I am just now, but I can show you that later. So the other thing to show you really here is the angles. This was all about the angles. So those of you who played this game in the early 90s will remember what this was about. There was 4 flashing buttons. So when you played in an arcade game, there was 4 flashing buttons, and you could play it like this, or you could push to go like between blue and green. Push it again, and the last one, there we go, this mode. And you could do that in the arcade game. That was one of the options. There was 4 unique buttons for you to change the camera angle. And I don't remember too many games giving you so many options. There might have been a game or two. Maybe there was an arcade game that gave you a few options, or maybe one extra option as far as your camera. I really can't think of it off the top of my head. But I remember Virtua Racing being, you know, giving you 4 options to play a game. It was unheard of at the time. And as you can see, this is the arcade version as far as extending the time. So I've not changed the settings here, but you can do that. You can either do 5 laps or 20 laps as far as the Grand Prix goes. So I'm on lap 3, position 4, as you can see, and I'm hoping to get to lap 5 and get into first. This is the beginner map though. It handles really well though. It's a shame we don't have a proper steering wheel yet for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think there's anything out yet for it. Oh! I was lucky I didn't fall into that there. So I think I've got one more lap to go. It's showing that lap 3 was my best lap. I'm doing 331. You guys can't see that just now because my face is in front of it. I just need to hold on to this now for another, what, half a lap. I really do like the multiplayer feature though. I know I've said that a few times, but can you imagine, at least even just in the 2-player mode, if you're on a train or a plane and you and your friend can easily just play together, just take a Joy-Con each and you can play this game. Maybe this is set on 20 laps, maybe it is. Or maybe I'm not at the end. I'll keep going. Oh, I'm only on lap 5 now. I thought I was already on lap 5. I thought I'd already done lap 5. Here we go. This is it. This should be it. There we go. Sorry, I actually thought I was a little bit early there. So you can see the speed there. That was coming up 328. Look at those graphics. I actually do think the graphics still look really good. Now, in the earlier versions, I remember where in the distance, one of the problems they had was they couldn't really power it. So what happened was, like in the background, that before the actual racetrack was shown, you could see at the back that it wasn't actually displayed yet. So it would actually like just kind of pop up as you were driving along. But obviously in this version, that's not an issue. So, I'll come out there just now. Right, submitting Big Forest normal ranking. I really should have put my name in there. I didn't realise I was going to submit it. I didn't notice that last time. Right, what I'll do is play the medium level. Great, I've recorded A in the rankings. Yay, now I need to beat that time. Right, so I'm going to do medium. I'm going to do Bay Bridge. So down the bottom as well, you can see you can do 7 speeds manual as well. So I'm going to try manual. I'm going to try manual. This might not be easy. So the gears I'm using at the back, the Z and R buttons there. This adds a whole new level to the game. It's a lot harder. A lot harder now. Oh, certainly when I couldn't see anything there. What was happening there? What was happening? I really couldn't see it. Oh, I'm down a gear too early there. Oh. When you're too far up, it really doesn't help with those bridges. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. Using gears really does make this harder. I'm guilty of that as well. I think, you know, when I play the driving games downstairs in the PlayStation on my driving wheel, I really do like using the gears. It adds a whole new element to the game. It makes it more fun. But I'm quite lazy when it comes to the controller. I'm used to just going in automatic mode and just driving. I think most people are guilty of that. Right. Gear 7. No. Oh. Gear 7 is fast. Oh no, my first crash. I need to get used to what speeds you change the gears. I'm not really listening to it there as well, but you can hear it. You can hear the kind of whine that I should change the gears. This is a lot harder on manual mode. I'll pause it for a second. What I want to do is just quickly show you let's see the configuration options there. You can see there, normal 5 laps, you can do 20, you can put it down to easy, normal, hard, hardest. You can change the colour of your car, etc. as well. Now, these are the controls: A, gas pedal; B, brake; X, VR button. And that's really just talking about changing the virtual reality from 4 different levels. Gas pedal and then shift up and down. Now, some people might want to change the accelerator to the back button. You can if you want. I don't see any kind of preset mode that you can change for that, you know, that cycle through 3 or 4 kind of predefined settings, but I think most people would be happy with that. There's a motion sensor, analog accelerator as well, steering mode, arcade. I'll put on arcade. I don't know if that just means it's the gears. Maybe that just means the gears. Oh, I'm pushing brake there. It's pushing brake. That was totally the wrong button. I was all cocky getting first in the automatic level. Oh, I'm beat. I'm beat. I am finishing this a loser. But I hope you guys have got a better understanding of what Virtua Racing is all about. I think as a one-player mode, I think it's one of those games that you'll put it on, you'll play a few levels, you'll try and improve your time and try and beat A. But I think you will put it on and you'll try and improve, and you know, that's an automatic mode. Stepping up to manual, there's a lot more of a challenge there. You know, there's only 3 maps on this, 3 different courses, but there's definitely enough there from an offline one-player mode point of view. But you've also got the online play. But for me, one of the reasons I wanted to download this was that when friends are around, I could play 2 or 3 or 4-player Virtua Racing. And I think not just for me, but for a lot of my friends, it's a trip down memory lane. It's a little nostalgia trip. And I think, you can see the VR buttons there. I think for just a few pounds, you know, if this was $20 or $30, pounds or whatever, I don't think this was a game that everyone would say you should rush out and buy. But I paid I think it was under £4 because it was on sale. It was down £1 or so. So at that price, for me, it was an instant buy. I think it's a great game to have on your Switch. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you've got a better understanding as to what this game is about. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Take care.